Thank you for joining this lesson. We are going to study predictions of mathematics paper 2, and I would like us to look at a probability question. We are told that in a mixed school there are 420 boys and 350 girls. The probability that a girl passes her exams in the school is 4 out of 7, while that of a boy passing is 5 out of 8. The probability of a girl being made a prefect is 2 out of 11, while that of a boy is 1 out of 8. Find the probability that a student picked at random, Roman 1, is a boy and passes the exam. A boy and passes the exam and is not a prefect. So we want the probability that the student is a boy, passes the exam, and is not a prefect. It's not a prefect. So the probability of picking a boy is 420 because the boys are 420 and the total population is 770. So that is the probability of picking a boy, because we are told that a student is picked at random and we have 420 boys and 350 girls. So picking a boy is 420 out of 770, the total population. Then the probability that the boy passes his exams is 5 out of 8. 5 out of 8. And that the boy is not a prefect. So the probability that a boy is made a prefect is 1 out of 8, which means a boy not a prefect is 7 out of 8. Remember, a boy becoming a prefect and not becoming a prefect are mutually exclusive events. If one happens, the other doesn't happen, and their total probability must add up to 1. Therefore, if the probability that a boy is made a prefect is 1 out of 8, then not a prefect should be 7 of 8. And this one is going to be, when we multiply 20 times 5 times 7 and we divide by 770 times 8 times 8. This is giving us 105 out of 352. So that is how we get the probability of picking a boy who passes the exam and is not a prefect. We are now going to find the probability that the student picked at random is a girl, a prefect, and passes exam. Picking a girl is going to be probability of picking a girl who is a prefect and passes exam. Prefect passes exam. Therefore, picking a girl is 350 out of total 770. We multiply this with a girl being a prefect. The probability that a girl is made a prefect is 2 out of 11. 2 out of 11. And that the girl passes exam. The probability of a girl passing exam is 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. So that is the probability of picking a girl who is a prefect and passes exam. 350 times 2 times 4, and we divide all these with 770 times 11 times 7. This is going to give us 40 out of 847. 40 out of 847. So that is how we get the probability that the student chosen is a girl, a prefect, who passes the exam. I want to get to the last question of this part, which is saying the student is not a prefect and passes exam. Student not a prefect and passes exam. So this student not a prefect and passes exam, it can be probability a boy who is not a prefect but passes exam, or probability a girl who is not a prefect but passes exam. Therefore, we are going to consider both cases because the gender has not been specified. So probability of choosing a boy is 420 out of 770, and a boy who is not a prefect, because the probability, let me consider the question again very well. We want a boy. Remember, we want a boy O is not a prefect. So a boy O is not a prefect is 7 out of 8. 7 out of 8. But passes exam. A boy O passes exam. The probability that a boy passes is 5 over 8. So a boy O passes is 5 out of 8. Or means addition. Probability of picking a girl. Picking a girl is 420 divided by 770 times that girl does not become a prefect. So a girl becoming a prefect is 2 out of 11, which means not becoming a prefect is 9 out of 11. So we use 9 out of 11 to show that a girl did not become a prefect. And finally, the girl passes the exam. The probability that a girl passes is 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. 4 out of 7. Therefore, now we are going to compute this one and add the two cases. So when we take 420 times 7 times 5 and we divide all these with 770 times 8 times 8, we get a probability of 105 out of 352, or 420 by 9 by 4, and we divide this with 770 by 11 by 7. This gives us 216 out of 847. So when we add 105 out of 352, we get a total probability of 0.5533 to 4 significant figures. So this is the probability of picking a student who is not a prefect but passes the exam, which can either be a girl passing the exam who is not a prefect, or a boy passing the exam and is not a prefect. Subscribe and share the link.